Welcome back to DreamHarbour, traveller. The harbour lights are glowing softly tonight, and the tide is moving with its usual patient rhythm between waking and dreaming. I have another story for you, and as you settle comfortably beneath the gentle sky of DreamHarbour, I would like to tell you a story called The Bookshop Beside the Rainy Canal. On a narrow stone street beside a quiet canal, a small bookshop stood beneath a blue-green awning. Rain tapped softly against its windows nearly every afternoon, and warm golden lamplight always glowed behind the glass. The bookshop belonged to a woman named Ilara. Each morning, long before the first customers arrived, she unlocked the wooden door and listened to the familiar sounds waiting inside. The floorboards offered their gentle creaks. The shelves rested patiently beneath hundreds of books. The old brass bell above the entrance gave a tiny chime as the door opened. Outside, the canal moved slowly through the town. Inside, time seemed to move even more slowly. And that suited Ilara perfectly. She believed that every bookshop should feel like a place where thoughts could sit down and rest for a while. So she never hurried. She never rushed through her work. She moved through each day as carefully as someone tending a garden. The first task each morning was lighting the lamps. Though daylight eventually filled the windows, the lamps gave the shop a special warmth. Their glow settled gently upon polished wood shelves and worn reading chairs. Next came the kettle. A small copper kettle rested upon a stove near the back room. Soon steam rose softly into the air, carrying the comforting scent of tea leaves and citrus peel. Then came the books. Not because they needed arranging. Most were already exactly where they belonged. But Ilara liked walking among them. She liked straightening a corner here, adjusting a spine there, and greeting familiar volumes as though they were old neighbors. Outside, rain often drifted across the canal in silver threads. Inside, everything felt calm. The town itself was not large. There were flower sellers and bakers. There were musicians who played in the square during warm weather. There were gardeners whose window boxes overflowed with blossoms every spring. And there were many people who found reasons to visit the bookshop. Some came to purchase books. Some came to browse. Many came simply because they enjoyed being there. There was an elderly man who liked reading travel journals near the front window. A baker often stopped by after sunrise, carrying the scent of fresh bread on his coat. A schoolteacher visited every Thursday afternoon and always selected exactly 2 books. Not 1. Not 3. Always 2. Over time, these routines became as familiar as the rain itself. And the rain was very familiar indeed. The canal town was known for gentle rainfall. Not storms. Not dramatic weather. Just steady rain that softened rooftops and filled the air with a pleasant freshness. The people of the town rarely carried umbrellas unless absolutely necessary. Most simply walked through the mist with relaxed smiles. Children splashed in shallow puddles. Gardeners welcomed the moisture. Window boxes remained bright and healthy. The canal reflected silver skies. And the bookshop windows glowed warmly against it all. One autumn, as leaves began turning shades of amber and gold, Ilara noticed something curious. People lingered longer than usual. A customer might choose a book and then spend another half-hour sitting quietly in a reading chair. Visitors often stayed through entire rain showers. Some even remained after finishing their tea. No one seemed eager to leave. At first she thought it was simply the season. Autumn had a way of encouraging people to slow down. Yet the pattern continued. Day after day. Week after week. The bookshop became less like a store and more like a gentle gathering place. No announcements were made. No signs were posted. It simply happened. A musician brought a violin one rainy afternoon and played quietly near the back shelves. A gardener arrived carrying late-season chrysanthemums and left a small arrangement beside the window. A baker delivered cinnamon rolls on a particularly cool morning. Soon these gestures became traditions. Small traditions. Comfortable traditions. The sort that arrive naturally and remain because nobody wishes them to leave. The canal flowed quietly beside the building through all of it. Rain continued to visit. The lamps continued to glow. And the bookshop became woven into the daily rhythm of the town in ways nobody had expected. Winter eventually arrived. The first snowfall settled softly upon rooftops and bridge railings. The canal did not freeze completely, but thin sheets of ice sometimes appeared along the edges. Inside the bookshop, the warmth felt especially inviting. Coats hung beside the entrance. Scarves dried near radiators. The scent of tea seemed richer during cold weather. People gathered around the reading chairs. Some read. Some knitted. Some simply listened to the gentle crackling of the stove. Outside, snow drifted quietly through the grey afternoon light. Inside, pages turned softly. Ilara often looked around the room and felt grateful. Not because the shop was busy. That was never her primary concern. She felt grateful because people appeared comfortable. The world offered many places for activity. Many places for noise. Many places for hurry. Yet this little bookshop offered something different. It offered stillness. And stillness, she believed, was a valuable thing. Especially during winter. One evening, after closing the shop, she remained seated beside the front window. Snowflakes drifted past the glass. The canal reflected the lamps lining the opposite street. The town seemed wrapped in quiet. She watched for a long time. Not thinking about tomorrow. Not planning anything. Simply observing. The way one might watch a fireplace. Or falling rain. Or clouds crossing distant hills. Slowly. Patiently. Without expectation. A cat appeared outside and crossed the stone bridge spanning the canal. Its paws left tiny prints in fresh snow. The sight made Ilara smile. Then she returned her gaze to the water. The canal never seemed in a hurry. It flowed at its own pace regardless of season. Spring flowers arrived. The canal flowed. Summer sunlight arrived. The canal flowed. Autumn leaves arrived. The canal flowed. Winter snow arrived. The canal flowed. There was comfort in that. A reminder that not everything needed to move quickly. The years passed gently, as years often do in peaceful places. Spring returned many times. The town gardens bloomed and faded. The canal reflected thousands of sunsets. And the bookshop remained exactly where it had always been. Beside the rainy canal. Beneath the blue-green awning. Behind windows glowing with warm light. Children who once visited with parents eventually arrived on their own. Young readers grew older. Old readers grew older still. The shelves changed gradually as new books arrived and beloved volumes found new homes. Yet the feeling inside the shop remained remarkably constant. People still paused upon entering. They still lowered their voices naturally. They still seemed to breathe a little more slowly. One spring, a local artist painted a picture of the bookshop. Not a grand painting. Not a dramatic one. It simply showed rain falling beside the canal while lamplight glowed through the windows. The artist displayed it in the town square. Many people stopped to admire it. And most said the same thing. Looking at the painting made them feel calm. When Elara heard this, she smiled. Because that feeling was exactly what she hoped visitors carried away with them. Not excitement. Not amazement. Just calm. A gentle sense of ease. The kind that lingers quietly throughout the day. Summer brought longer evenings. The canal sparkled beneath golden sunlight. Flower boxes overflowed with color. The bookshop windows remained open whenever weather allowed. Warm breezes drifted through the rooms carrying scents of roses and river reeds. Sometimes readers sat beside the open windows for hours. The turning of pages blended with birdsong. Nothing demanded attention. Nothing competed for importance. The day simply unfolded, one peaceful moment after another. And perhaps that was the secret of the bookshop. Not the books themselves, though they were wonderful. Not the tea, though it was always excellent. Not even the rain, though many visitors loved it. The secret was that the shop never asked anyone to be anything other than what they already were. Tired travelers could rest. Thoughtful readers could think. Quiet dreamers could dream. And those who wished for nothing more than a comfortable chair could simply sit and listen to the rain. As time continued its gentle passage, the town developed countless stories connected to the shop. Stories about books discovered at exactly the right moment. Stories about friendships formed during rainy afternoons. Stories about peaceful hours spent watching the canal through misted windows. None were dramatic. None needed to be. Their value came from their simplicity. Like favorite cups. Or familiar songs. Or comfortable blankets waiting at the end of a long day. One particularly rainy autumn afternoon, Elara noticed that nearly every chair in the shop was occupied. A gardener sat reading near the stove. A musician quietly copied notes into a journal. Two friends shared tea beside the window. An elderly couple looked through a collection of paintings from distant coastlines. Rain tapped softly against the glass. Steam drifted from teacups. Pages turned. Nobody spoke above a whisper. The entire room seemed to breathe together. Elara stood very still for a moment, not wanting to disturb the scene. The sight filled her with warmth. Not because she had created something remarkable, but because so many people had helped create it together. The gardener, the baker, the teacher, the musicians, the readers, the visitors. Every small act of kindness had become part of the place. Like threads woven into a quilt. No single thread created the pattern. All of them together did. Outside, the canal carried fallen leaves gently beneath stone bridges. Inside, the lamps glowed. The rain continued. and the afternoon settled deeper into comfort. As the years moved onward, Ilara gradually spent less time arranging books and more time simply enjoying the atmosphere around her. She often sat near the front window with a cup of tea. From there she could watch both worlds. The canal outside, the bookshop inside, water moving slowly beneath cloudy skies, readers moving slowly between shelves. Both seemed connected somehow. Both carried a sense of peaceful continuity. Neither hurried. Neither demanded. They simply existed. And that was enough. The seasons continued their familiar cycle. Blossoms. Sunlight. Leaves. Snow. Then blossoms once more. The canal reflected them all. The bookshop welcomed them all. The rain visited often. As faithful as ever. Eventually, even the town clock seemed to feel slower near the canal. Or perhaps that was only imagination. Either way, nobody complained. The slower rhythm suited the place. It suited the readers. It suited the rain. And it suited the stories resting quietly upon countless shelves. Now, traveler, as our story begins its gentle settling, imagine the evening arriving over that canal town. The shops are closing. The bridges grow quiet. Soft reflections shimmer upon the water. Inside the bookshop, lamps glow warmly against the gathering dusk. A kettle hums softly. A page turns somewhere near the back shelf. Rain drifts against the windows. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to be solved. The canal is content to flow. The books are content to rest. The lamps are content to shine. And perhaps you can simply rest there for a little while. Imagine a comfortable chair beside the window. Imagine the sound of rain. Imagine warm light resting upon polished wood. The shelves stand quietly around you. The tea is warm. The evening is gentle. The canal moves beyond the glass. Slowly. Steadily. Without hurry. Outside, the town settles into night. Inside, the bookshop settles too. The lamps become softer. The rain becomes softer. Even the turning pages become softer. Everything drifts towards stillness. And far beyond the canal town, beyond the rain and the glowing windows, DreamHarbour waits as it always has. Its harbour lights shimmer upon calm waters. Its tide moves gently between waking and dreaming. Travelers continue arriving at its quiet shore. The stories come and go like friendly waves. But DreamHarbour remains. I remain here as well, keeping watch beside the harbour lights. The bookshop beside the rainy canal is resting now. The readers have gone home. The lamps glow faintly in the evening. Rain whispers against the windows. The canal carries silver reflections beneath the night sky. And all is well. Very well. The harbour lights are waiting. The tide is calm. There is nowhere you need to go. Nothing you need to remember. Nothing you need to finish. DreamHarbour remembers you. It always does. So let the rain grow distant. Let the canal drift softly into dream. Let the warm light fade into comfortable darkness. And let sleep arrive as naturally as the evening tide. Good night, traveler. Good night from DreamHarbour. And good night from the sleep lantern.